Hi, I'm Michael Sanchez, and today I'll be doing my presentation on subversions. Subversions and how to use it. What is a subversion? Today I'll be doing a quick demo and explanation of Apache Subversion, also known as SVN. SVN is a centralized version control system used to manage files, code, and documents. Unlike Git, which is distributed, SVN keeps all version history in a central repository. It's widely used in corporate environments to track changes, collaborate between developers, and maintain code history with permissions and access control. How you can use SVN in real-world settings. Control access to proprietary source code, tracking document versions in regulated industries such as healthcare or finance, integrating with build systems like Jenkins for CI/CD pipelines. SVN is often hosted on internal servers and secured behind firewalls. Software steps you need to take to use SVN. You install SVN and the Apache modules repository directory. You create a directory. You use the same path for the directory that you're going to use for the repository. After that, you create the repository, configure the files within the repository. Uh, then you need to uh, configure who has access, what access they have, and you need to configure the Apache files so you can know what Subversion can do, what services it will run. Then you set a firewall and allow HTTP and HTTPS to allow back and forth traffic. And you need to enable, start, and restart your Apache to allow all the changes. On the server end, on Linux 1, you would install SVN, install the Subversion HTTPD mod dev SVN that installs the software onto your Linux system that you need. Then you make a directory. You're going to use that same directory for the repository. Use SVN admin create. That will allow SVN to turn it into a directory. And after you turn it into a directory, you need to go back in with Nano and configure it. We're going to go a little bit further. After you use the same path and the same name for the repository, you're going to go into the configure files for Subversion server. Within that file, you can grant what permissions are needed, what services you're going to be using Subversion for, and then you need to back out and go back in to the password file so you can put users and passwords on it. After that, you configure the Apache services to permanently add HTTP and HTTPS to allow traffic back and forth. And you need to restart or reload it to make sure that the changes are active. And then after everything's all said and done, you restart, you enable and start the Apache HTTPD services. Now on the client side, where you're going to want to access the repository, but it's not your repository, you SVN checkout and you use the IP address that the repository was originally created on, and you use the /svn/ what the name of the repository is. In this demonstration, we're using Project 1. After you have downloaded or cloned the repository and you want to add a file, you have to go within that directory cd change directory project 1, and then you can use echo to type something within that. And after you type what you want, you're going to use the arrow and then the name of what you're typing. In this case, it's the readme.txt, and then you use svn add readme.txt, and then you also need to commit it. So after you put commit, you within parentheses you can put a comment of what you did, and it really helps to go back when you go back through the logs to read a description of what you did, because you never know what you would forget. And then at the end you can view logs with svn log. That is how you use svn. In summary, SVN is a centralized version control system ideal for secure internal environments. It requires Apache setup, configuration files, and firewall access. It supports robust version tracking and collaboration. Thank you for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions.